Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
So what's your favorite silent film?
Well, I usually go with my basic answers, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari,
Okay.
which is as you may recall, the DVD I lent Mr. Gayhart some years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's the German expressionist film.
Oh, okay. All right.
Of course, you got tons of stuff like Buster Keaton,
I
who did the comedies and Chaplin and all that. They're all great too.
I saw a thread on X where people were discussing their favorite silent movies, and I meant to tag you in it. I just forgot all about it.
Some good stuff.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the world-renowned Sleazy Podcast. I'm your host, Sleazy, and I am joined by my number one, Mr. PBS.
Howdy.
And Fibzilla is not here tonight. He had to sit with the dog.
He had old man duties.
Yeah. I've got to watch The Old Man. We sent him a link to this, but I doubt he'll join it. He's terrified, probably. He doesn't want the smoke. So filling in for Robzilla is Ned,
The stalwart.
He doesn't really have a lot to talk about. He's just hanging out. Sounds with his captain hat.
Right.
So this is episode 173. Can you believe we made it this far?
No, I can't.
And people come back and listen every week.
I wish we hadn't. No.
You could be sitting at home doing nothing right now.
It was a nice, gray, rainy day.
Your type of day, right?
I was sitting in my recliner, half dozing, watching a Asian cop beat 'em up movie on this nice, gray, rainy day, taking a nap.
Okay.
And you were deciding whether you wanted to record with or without Robzilla.
And no one ever talks back to me. It's just like, come on, guys. I can't. Like somebody just wants me to make the decision. So I have to do it. I try to be as respectful to everybody's time as I can. But this Robzilla thing, it really irks me when he can't leave the house for 2 hours because he has to sit with his dog. I don't like, I get the whole, like, I can't be there right now because I'm feeding the dog. I understand that the dog has to take insulin, but man, I would have some serious problems if I could not leave my house or leave the dog alone for a couple of hours to go do certain things. Like that would be the end of that dog. Gone. Sorry, love you to death, but it's time for you to go.
Right. Yeah. You had your own dog with
I had.
Call it.
Listen,
needs, special needs. I don't know.
I had an elderly dog. The fucker was ancient. It was 16 years old, going on 17. And
Robzilla has officially seen the link in the chat.
Has he?
We'll see if anything happens.
He ain't joining. He don't want the smoke. I had an elderly dog though, and I didn't let it stop me. Like I had to go to work.
Right.
I couldn't not just and I couldn't find, somebody has to sit with the dog or the anxiety is going to get rid. Well, if it dies of a heart attack while I'm gone, that's what's happening. That's what it is. I got to live my life at some point. The dog will be fine. It's going to go lay down at some point.
Didn't we already tell him like put a smelly t-shirt on a pillow or something and put it in the room with the dog?
It blows my mind, dude. I can't get past it. Like you can't leave. Have you tried before? All dogs get, anxious and excited when you leave the house.
Can't drop the dog off at the compound or whatever. I'm sure somebody's home.
It blows my mind, dude. And I really think is there like a psychological diagnosis for like when you care for something so long, you don't want to leave it. And how they have what is it called when you get kidnapped and you become attached to your
Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah. Is it some form of Stockholm syndrome or what?
Is it, what's the one, the Munchausen by proxy, where I don't know if the person has to be actually sick or not, but the person is sick and you use them to get the attention or whatever.
Yeah.
Like when people on social media like overly use their disabled or sick children to make money.
Yeah.
That's sort of like what Rob's doing. He's using his old dog to not leave the house.
I also had another theory, and I shared this in the chat the other day, that I think that there might be some Norman Bates thing going on, like the dog's really been dead for so long and it's just like stuffed or something. They like prop it up and pose for pictures of it, like sitting down,
Like the kid with the dead bird and Dumber and Dumber.
Yeah.
Pretty birdie, pretty birdie.
Guys, look, me and Brownie are watching TV. Oh, it's such a great evening.
He's sleeping.
We watched the entire series of this Netflix Korean show that you wouldn't believe.
He didn't make a peep.
I had to carry him into the vet. Sir, you can't keep coming in here with your stuffed dog. It's dead. We can't help you.
The vet is just like, like humoring him.
Yeah.
Like, sir, we did a checkup on your dog and everything's A-okay. Bring him back in 3 months. We'll sew him back up.
Okay, I'm Googling condition when you're attached to someone that you take care of.
There is the Florence Nightingale, where you fall in love with somebody you've taken care of.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe like Rob is secretly married to the dog and not to, Tracy.
Right.
That would be something, wouldn't it? Dependent personality disorder. People with DPD often feel helpless, submissive, and incapable of taking care of themselves. I don't know if that's him. I think he can take care of himself.
Yeah, it seems more like the one where, what do they call it? Like caregiver burnout or something like that.
Yeah, I don't see. It just seems like some attachment disorder, I guess you could say. Yeah, attachment disorder in adults. Symptoms, causes. Let's see here. An attachment disorder is a behavioral disorder that affects the ability to form and maintain relationships. Attachment disorders are common in children but can occur in adults.
But we do treat Robzilla like a child. So
attachment theory deals with how people form emotional bonds. The way that a person learns to form and maintain relationships primarily stems from their initial interactions with a parent or primary caregiver during childhood, experts suggest. That and genetics may also play an indirect role. However, attachment disorders are distinct, diagnosable conditions. Maybe he has attachment disorder. I don't know. It doesn't really give you like a clear thing there. So I
get
guess
the WebMD.
Types of attachment disorder: having low levels of interaction with other people, showing little or no evidence of emotion during social interactions. Yeah, I don't think this is exactly. Why is it called attachment disorder?
Yeah, because you
can't attach. Yeah. So this isn't what we're looking. We're looking for somebody that is attached. Social engagement disorder. He's got something going on with that dog. That's all we need to know. So he's seen it, but he's not joining.
Right. He hasn't clicked on it.
Let's see here. Okay. So anyways, I was going to talk about the Squid Games challenge. And, that was if Robzilla called in. Doesn't sound like he's going to call in now. Then we got show and tell with Mr. PBS.
Yay.
He's going to share. What do you got for us today?
Oh, I got some physical media selections.
Some physical media selections. And then I'm going to talk about the Beastie Boys Story that's on Apple Plus TV. And I'll give you my thoughts on Thanksgiving, the latest slasher. So I went and saw that the night before Thanksgiving.
Mr. Eli Roth.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe doing a tradition of getting everybody out and going to the movies the night before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty cool and kick ass if you ask me. But that's if you can get anybody to go.
Right.
So, so have you posted something actually too that we should talk about?
Oh yeah, I got a I don't know if it's the full article.
Let's see here. Sleazy Podcast Planning Group. Episode 173. So is this... Are you looking for an article now?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's like a full article or if the one I shared in the group is sort of like the extent of it.
I'm not going to like put this up on the screen yet because we don't have an article and I don't want to share everybody's like names. Not that we're hard to find.
Yeah.
Okay. So lawyer suspended for tossing feces filled with Pringles can. November 29th, 2023. Jeez Louise. The Supreme Court of Ohio today suspended a Noble County criminal defense attorney for 1 year with 6 months stayed for throwing a Pringles potato chip can filled with his feces into the parking lot of the county's crime victim advocacy center. Wow, what a salty motherfucker right there, bro.
There was there used to be like a little, I don't remember what it was, but like on VH1, and it was Dee Snider talking about people throwing feces at Twisted Sister while they were playing on stage.
I've heard that story before.
And he said, like, how mad do you have to be as somebody to, you know, do that and then pick it up with your bare hand? Obviously, this guy's going in a Pringles can and throw that at somebody, but that's pretty close still.
My buddy Luke used to work at the police impound lot center, but it was the part where you had to pay your tickets, and like if you got a parking ticket, you would go in there and pay. Or if you had your car impounded, you would go to him and pay and then go get it out. But he said somebody mailed them a shoebox filled with a giant turd. He said they called the cops and the cops were like, what do you want us to do? Like, but it had like the check in there too. But I mean, they had to take it. But it's like, really? Like, what possesses people to do, like, to squat down and shit in the shoebox alone is some effort, you know? So, I mean, I guess if you are driven, you're gonna get it accomplished.
Somebody just sitting down their check and they look over in the corner. There's a nice empty shoebox. Like, I got an idea.
Do you think the guy like finished off the can of Pringles, like he was eating in a rage, and he was like, "Yeah, I've got a great idea for this.
I need a projectile. I need something I can really wing in there."
I wonder if it was like, did it fill the entire Pringles can up, or was it like a little turd in there? I mean, that would be very interesting. I need more details. Okay. In a deviated per curum opinion, the Supreme Court found Jack A. Blakesley engaged in conduct that adversely reflects on his fitness to practice law. I'd say so.
You know, there was I think to myself sometimes, not to get too political here, but like when I see someone like Rudy Giuliani on TV, and I see someone like, I think Ted Cruz is a lawyer too.
Yeah.
And I see some of these people espousing, I'm sure you can find some Democrats on there if you want to, but you see some people espousing some really boneheaded opinions, and you're like, this person was smart enough to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And it really does bring down like, oh, I could be a lawyer. I think I could do it.
Well, I think there's a level of like bullshit to being a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you have to have some sort of study habits, but the level to go up and bullshit, you know, to win your arguments or whatever, I guess you could say.
You know, I see you watch like The Firm with Tom Cruise, and like he's studying for the bar. He's got like 5-inch thick case or law books he's studying. Like,
yeah,
wow, that's pretty hard. I don't know if I can do that. And then I see people like that walking around like, no, I think I can do it.
Well, and how much of it was like money that got him through too?
Right.
So, like, hey, we'll donate this much money if you get old Ted to the finish line.
Right.
So, all right. Blakesley claimed he was not targeting anyone with his antics, but had a habit of placing his waste in Pringles cans and randomly throwing them from his car as he traveled down the road. Bull shit.
I think that's my favorite line in this whole thing.
Right.
Is that he's just trying to justify, like, no, I do this all the time.
Yeah. I don't feel like stopping while I'm driving around, and I just shit in whatever I have in the car.
Right. Like, I wasn't targeting anybody. I just do this for funsies.
How does that even work? Like, you're like driving and you're trying to, undo your belt and your pants and then lean up to get the Pringles can in between your ass and the seat.
I just assume he wasn't doing it while driving.
Maybe he pulled over in a park. That's because that's better.
Right.
You know, he pulled over in some remote area.
Or he just does it at home. You go to your buddy's house and you see a bunch of Pringles cans in the bathroom. Like, what is going on over here?
I like to save my shit.
Yeah. No problem, no biggie.
I guess some people are in tune with their bowel movements. The court found that there was clear and convincing evidence, I'd say so, that he chose the Haven of Hope parking lot as his drop zone.
That's my other favorite line. It's the drop zone.
Yeah. To get a thrill from pranking victim advocates, whom he admittedly had known for years and whom he would most likely be seen in court 15 minutes later. Oh, jeez.
It'd be like you throwing a Pringles can in Robzilla's yard and then come on over for the podcast, buddy.
Yeah. The Board of Professional Conduct recommended that the court publicly reprimand Blakesley. The opinion noted the primary purpose of attorney discipline is not to punish the offender, but to protect the public. The court found a greater sanction was needed to protect the public. However, the evidence in this case shows that despite societal standards of cleanliness and decorum, Blakesley failed to control his own bizarre impulses to place feces-filled cans out in public for unsuspecting people to find. His aberrant conduct has adversely reflected on his own fitness to practice law and brought discredit to a profession through significant media attention, the court said. Chief Justice Sharon L. Kennedy and Justices Michael P. Donnelly, Melody Stewart, and Joseph T. Dieters joined the opinion. Justice R. Patrick DeWine concurred in judgment only. That's the end of what we have here.
I've got a longer one here.
Oh, go for it, buddy.
Video catches waste-filled can toss. Blakesley has been a criminal defense attorney for more than 40 years and has no prior record of attorney discipline. He testified that he is a Vietnam veteran and received psychological treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder related to his military service and as a victim of child abuse. So I got PTSD, so I'm filling Pringles cans.
Yeah.
In June, he was appointed by the Guernsey County Common Pleas Court to represent Alexander Wells. Wells was indicted for various offenses, including aggravated murder of a victim under age 13, which made Wells subject to the death penalty. Haven Home. She had known Blakesley for years, and the two were friends on Facebook. Carpenter Wilkinson attended Wells' arraignment. Pretrial hearing. In November 2021, a pretrial hearing was scheduled for Wells at 8:30 a.m. Before leaving his home in Coal Ridge, about 20 minutes from Cambridge, Blakesley deposited his feces into an empty Pringles can. He then drove to downtown Cambridge. Between 8:10 and 8:15 a.m., Blakesley turned his vehicle down an alley near the courthouse where the Haven of Hope parking lot is located. A sign on the building at the alley's entrance read Haven of Hope Administrative Offices and had an arrow pointing down the alley. Surveillance video showed Blakesley slowing his vehicle as he passed the Haven of Hope parking lot and continued further down the alley. He then passed several parking lots before turning around and slowly passing the Haven of Hope lot a second time. The video shows him throwing the Pringles can into the lot and driving to the courthouse for the 8:30 a.m. pretrial hearing. Carpenter Wilkinson saw Blakesley throw the can out of his car and discovered the can with his waist. She then left for the courthouse to attend the pretrial hearing for Wells. Later that day, she discussed the matter with the prosecutor assigned to the Wells case and filed a report with the Cambridge Police Department. Blakesley pleaded guilty to minor misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and littering. He paid $248 in fines and court costs. In November 2022, the Office of Disciplinary Counsel filed a complaint with the Board of Professional Conduct based on the incidents.
What a fucktard, man.
Blakesley denied targeting Carpenter Wilkinson or the Haven home. He admitted throwing the Pringles can filled with his waste from his vehicle on at least 10 occasions in a variety of locations.
Jesus. Do you think when he drove by, he was like, Kobe?
Did he do like the end over end basketball toss? Did he hold it like a football and get the spiral on there?
Was he like Mahomes?
Did he give it the frisbee toss? You know?
Yeah. I wonder. I would love to see the video of that. That'd be hilarious.
I was hoping for a link on there, but I don't see one.
I just sent Rob another message. Where you at, Rob? Get on that video.
He described his actions as prank, admitted it was stupid, and then he was embarrassed by the public revelation of his conduct. I bet. He claimed he had no intention of throwing that thing in Cambridge and did not pick a spot, but just happened to be on the way down the alley. He said he routinely disposed of the cans while, quote, on the way to work. He explains that he threw the can to, quote, blow off steam, and they got a kick out of imagining the look of surprise on the faces of those who found the Pringles cans. He did not attempt to establish that he had a mental disorder to mitigate any sanction he might face and denied his acts were related to his PTSD. Well, good for him, I guess.
Talk about dropping bombs, right?
He agreed his behavior was not normal and stated there has to be something going on that's related to some of the things I went through in my early life.
Yeah, it's not normal to shit in a Pringles can and throw it, dude. Like that, you used to only hear about people throwing feces in like prison, like crazy people, that just were just out of their minds. But man, a fucking lawyer, dude, have some sanity. Uh-oh. I just heard the beep. We heard the beep. What's he doing? Look at this man. All right, we're about to add Robzilla into the stream here. What's up, Flakezilla?
What's up?
What are you doing?
Just got done cleaning and hanging out.
Oh, so I mean, what is it that you do that you have to sit with the dog that you can't leave the house for like an hour and a half?
Well, he's getting worse, so we'll just keep an eye on him. He's getting kind of worse now.
Rush him to the hospital if he falls asleep? What are you going to do? Rush him to the hospital if he falls asleep?
Probably. Put him out.
Where's he at? Show us. We want to make sure this dog's alive. Okay, he's actually standing.
I don't know why, but I always kind of imagine Brownie as like a smaller dog. That's kind of like a medium-ish dog.
Yeah, he's some kind of mix.
He's a shepherd and retriever mix.
Okay. I didn't, quite get a good look and make sure he was moving. Like, make him do something. I want to make sure he's real. Okay, I see the head moving, but Rob's hand's there. Okay, the eyes blinked. Okay. So he is still alive.
Blink twice, Brownie, if you're being held hostage.
What would happen if you walked out of the house for 5 minutes?
Well, he'd probably be asleep, and then he starts freaking out when he doesn't hear someone or hear something.
What does he do?
Would he poop in a Pringles can and throw it at somebody?
Yeah.
He just starts panting and like pacing back and forth and starts having anxiety. Like he's going to have a heart attack.
Like all dogs do when you leave. And then they go lay down.
He just gets worse. Just keeps pacing back and forth.
How would you know? Do you see him?
Yeah, we see him on the Ring camera.
So, I mean, how long does he do that?
He can do that for a while. Like he'll sleep all day and then he starts having anxiety for no reason. That's
called doggy dementia.
That too, probably.
Yeah, they get up and they're confused. They don't know what they do. Anyways, after we shit on you for like 10 minutes.
Of course.
I mean, after I shit on you, I'll say that. Kyle just kind of agreed.
Just laughs.
Yeah, we talked about we did the Pringles story. But I have on the board Squid Games challenge. And how many episodes are you into that?
I haven't watched the newest episode. I think that just came out, I think yesterday or Wednesday, but that's the only episode I'm down.
So did that answer the question that I said? How many episodes have you watched?
So 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5?
Yeah.
How many episodes are total?
I don't know. I'll have to actually look that up. I'm not sure how many episodes it's going to be. I assume it can't be that many because like it's getting pretty low on the contestants, but I'll have to look it up.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at the TV?
Yeah, I'm gonna see exactly how many's out just to make sure it's correct.
It looks like he's just looking up at the sky.
Contemplating things.
Yeah. Like, should I open the door and let the dog run out into traffic?
Wow. Sounds like the dog ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be 10 episodes. I'm on episode 6, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I was mistaken. They just must have released all the other ones today.
So
but yeah,
I watched the first 2 episodes. Well, I watched the first episode, then I had the second episode on while I was finishing up the finishing touches on our yearly Christmas card.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of cards to sign, buddy. You weren't here, so you're the only one left.
Okay.
So you have to come over and sign them when you get some time. Maybe after you win that Magic tournament on Sunday.
I hope so. But
What's the grand prize in this Magic tournament that you're
I
playing in?
don't know. It depends on how many people's there, but it seems like it's gonna be pretty big. So, but the entry's $30.
Okay,
I did not realize you were a current Magic the Gathering player.
he's not.
Well, I wouldn't say current because the shit's expensive to play. So I play it's called the Pauper format. It's just all it is commons. So it's actually really cheap to play, but everything else is so expensive. I've seen decks like standard now, they're like $800. It's ridiculous.
I hope some nerd just obliterates you.
They probably will.
Gets
Some
up
of
and
those
he's like,
motherfuckers
"Suck
are mean.
my dick."
I hope Rob the Savant like wins it all somehow.
I've heard
Well,
Rob is
Tablet's going, so
Magic.
Tablet probably will win.
You think?
Dude, that's really good.
Yeah, he does not like to lose. I know that.
You got that right.
But anyways, back to Squid Games. Squid Games, the challenge, I believe, is what it's called, right?
Yeah,
But
a reality competition.
I found myself rooting for that old lady, the mom and son combo.
Yeah, you really do
Yeah.
like them. There's an older guy too. He's I think he's like 60 some. I like him a lot too.
But the first episode, you're kind of getting to know everybody. But man, they do the fucking Squid Game shit. Like the first one's red light, green light.
Yeah.
Where the doll turns around and then you got to stop after the music stops playing. But man, they had like these like trigger things or something underneath their shirt. And if it caught you moving, it would like blow up some kind of paint or something.
Like a squib or something.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically like a gunshot prop that you see like in movies.
Yeah. So, but it was like paint or something, like green paint or something. Was it green?
Yeah, it's dark. I would say green or some kind of like maybe black, but it's dark.
But it's very interesting. I'll say that. And if you're a fan of Squid Games, you're gonna fucking love this, even though I mean, it's reality TV and there's some assholes in it that are, being assholes.
They're 15 minutes.
Yeah, they found like they were like, this dude is a true asshole. Put him on the show. But
I did see, I don't remember if one of you guys shared it like in the chat or something, but it was a clip where like a guy answers the phone and they said like, you got 2 minutes to find somebody else to answer this phone or you're eliminated.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, because he answers it first and he's like, oh, well, you want some food. He runs to do it again because he wants to get one guy eliminated. He's like, well, you got to find someone to take this call or you're gone in 2 minutes.
Was it just me, or did you feel like they were fucking waxing people in the red light, green light? Like I swear some people were still, and then you'd see the fucking thing go off on their chest.
Yeah. Did you see the elder woman? Like it went off. She's like, oh shit, really?
Yeah. This one lady's just standing there, and then you hear a pop, and she's like, oh shit. I mean, it truly is entertaining. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
And that's the stuff that Netflix needs to do to keep people subscribing and keep up keep you interested and engaged in Netflix.
As you were talking about, they didn't drop all the episodes at once.
No, they didn't.
Dropping them in like 2 or 3 episodes. It seems like batches or something.
Yeah. They want you engaged.
Right.
So, but yeah, very interesting. And then episode 2 was was it the cookie cutter?
Yeah. You see the guy Spencer, that dude had it like about to throw up, hyperventilating.
Yeah. They have to like draw the shapes in the cookies or whatever. And
with a needle.
Yeah, just a little pen needle. And if they aren't even close or they get it wrong between the time, they're iced. They got to go.
Yeah.
Or if they break the cookie.
It's kind of interesting. Like 2 people had like, what were they like? They had some kind of duty they had to do, like prep duty for dinner.
Yeah.
Or something. It was something like that. But then they're in the room and they're talking, and as somebody gets on the intercom or something, they're like, you have 2 choices. You can eliminate somebody or get an advantage in the next game. And they don't really I don't believe they show you what they chose until
they don't.
They go to the next game and they're like, and we have to 2 contestants were given this and they chose to eliminate somebody. And they eliminated some guy. And I was trying to like remember, like he wasn't really a big douchebag or anything. I didn't feel like, but they got rid of him. They felt he was a threat. So, but it's kind of funny. They show the cash dropping into the big ball. I don't know if you've seen Squid Games before.
Not yet.
But every time somebody gets eliminated from the game, more cash drops into the ball.
Okay.
I think it's like $10,000 a person, I think.
Every time somebody gets eliminated, it's 10,000 more to the pot.
Yeah.
So like after red light, green light, like 250 people got eliminated.
Yeah.
So am I right about that? Or close to it?
It's like in that ballpark. Yeah, it was about half of the challengers.
Yeah. There's like 400 and some of them.
Okay.
And like halfway through red light, green light, they were halfway gone. So, but I find myself really rooting for that old lady in the sun, man. I don't know. I just they seem very humble, and I want them to win.
Yeah, I like them, and I like one other guy. I think his name's Steven, I think. He's kind of got like a mullet, but he's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, it's on Netflix. And how many episodes you say that are out right now?
Well, I just checked, and it looks like they just put the rest on. So there's a total of 10, and episode 10 comes out December 6th. So that's next weekend. I'm on episode 6. So they just released the other ones today, I think, or this week.
All right. Well, sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to the next segment here. Do you guys want to talk about the Beastie Boys story that I watched, or do we want to go right into show and tell with PBS?
I don't know. Did Zilla watch Beastie Boys, or he doesn't have?
No, he doesn't have.
I don't know. You just talk about Beastie Boys real quick, I guess.
Okay, so let me share the screen here. Window. I want to share the entire screen, not the window. Let's go to Letterbox. What'd you have for dinner, Rob?
I had Taco Bell.
You fat fuck.
I know.
You fat pig.
You fat bitch. I ain't got nothing for your fat ass.
That's my pops is saying.
Yeah.
When
That's Mr. Scott Emmerich.
He used to talk to the dad the dog like that. Like anytime you'd open the refrigerator door, the dog would be like right behind you.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got nothing for you, you fat bitch. Okay, so I am sharing the screen here. Let me see if I can find a better. I tend to like this one where it puts our pictures on the bottom of the screen. Let's see here. Okay, Beastie Boys Story. This is actually from 2020. I didn't even know this existed. I was looking on Apple Plus the other night for just something to watch while I was to put on while I was trying to get the Christmas card right the way I wanted to. I think how many drafts did I send you guys? Like fucking 6,
something like that.
Something like that.
I kept going back and forth before I was getting it, but I actually gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good, very intimate. Mike and Adam, they held this event in this theater, like an old theater. So they're on a stage and curtains and all that with a screen, and they tell the story of the Beastie Boys, obviously, but it was very intimate. I mean, they got very, very into the story. And I mean, I guess you would say I'm a casual Beastie Boys fan. I mean, I love the Beastie Boys, the songs that I like by them, but I'm not like into them like I need to know every last
we lost Rob.
detail of them. Well, he's gone now. Who cares? But so, there he is again. Let's put him on. You there, buddy? What happened?
I just dropped the connection.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Okay. But anyways, very intimate. Here's a little story they're about to tell. Mike Diamond and Adam Horovitz share the story of their band and 40 years of friendship in a live documentary directed by friend, collaborator, and their former grandfather, Spike Jones. But man, you know, you think of the Beastie Boys and you think of their body of work, but there's a point in time after License to Ill and the next like couple albums where they just weren't doing that well. I mean, they ran out of money at one point. But
Wow.
yeah, I mean, Def Jam's. I didn't know Def Jam sued him for breach of contract and all this other stuff, and they ended up making a couple more albums with another record label. But it's funny, like we talked about Stallone on the last show. You know, you see these guys finish body of work, and you don't realize that there, even after they make it, there is a struggle at some point.
Yep, can be.
And like for not for everybody is this a continued success of money and fame. But yeah, I didn't realize that there was a chick that was the original. She was the original drummer
Okay.
of the Beastie Boys. Like they originally just put this band together to have fun and just hang out and play instruments and stuff like that. But it's a super cool documentary, and I liked it because it was live and they're talking to the crowd and you get the crowd's reaction to certain things they're telling about their story. And like there's a point where Adam's talking about how he went off to Hollywood to try to get into acting.
Okay.
I forget the one movie he's in, but there's a scene where he's in the car with this chick and she drives it into the pool. And he makes this like weird sound. They played it a couple times and the whole crowd's laughing. I mean, it is a really fun watch. And, Sabotage, one of their best songs. I didn't realize it, but that was like one of the last songs they added to the album it was on. And it was originally just an instrumental that they wrote, just kind of fucking hanging out and having fun. And they had tried to rap to it and it just wasn't working out. And then, old dude went over to Mike C's house, Mike C, and he just started screaming insults about him, and that was the song. It just worked out perfectly with it, and thank God it did because it's like one of the best rock songs ever, right?
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, it's a great song, man. It got a little worn out in the Star Trek movies, but I will say I did like it in the last one, how they were like all tapping while they were doing the chase scene in the Enterprise.
Yeah.
They weren't even in the Enterprise, were they? The Enterprise had crashed. It was that other ship they found on the planet.
I think
something like they got started up. Yeah.
The one ship that was abandoned they found in the fucking
like forest jungle thing,
whatever the fuck it was. But man, I can't say many bad things about this. I mean, it was just really good, really entertaining. And I was into it, man. And like I judge things anymore by like how in tune it keeps me. Like, do I look at my phone a whole lot while I'm doing it? And I gotta say, I wasn't on my phone, and I was supposed to be working, and I found myself just kind of sitting here looking up at the TV, like, oh, okay, didn't know that either. But super cool, and it put me in the mood to listen to some fucking Beastie Boys, man. So. And even if you don't know the Beastie Boys or who they are, or never heard a song, I think it's a pretty cool watch just to kind of learn about a piece of music history when you say it, because I mean, they are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and shit like that's just interesting. These were people that they achieved a level of success with License to Ill. Then they released, what was it, Paul's Boutique?
Yeah.
And it wasn't looked at very people just didn't give it the same amount of respect that they gave License to Ill. And then after that, they had a 3-record deal with their new label. So they had the money, paid up front for those to create those records. So what they ended up doing was they bought a house and just made their own record studio.
Okay.
And then, once they did that and they ended up coming out with the next album, I forget what that was. Let me see here. Go back to our screen here. All right. Beastie Boys discography. Let's look here. But anyways, they ended up making the next album with that, and then they get some more success, and then they ended up creating their own record label. So I mean, these guys they kept at it, and I knew that MCA was real big into like world peace and stuff like that, but this dude traveled the world, hung out with Buddhists. They did a live concert aid, kind of like they did back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it was super big, and they raised all this record-breaking money, and it was all for like Free Tibet or something like that. But
I think that's Tibet.
Yeah, I mean, because MCA went there and he had life-altering a life-altering experience, I guess you could say. But I mean, it's MCA is no longer with us, but just a very good story, and I'm glad they were able to tell it. I'm sad they couldn't tell it with the full group, and I'm sad they're no longer a group because of that. MCA's passing, but man, just a great success story, and it's funny. A lot of it is just them having fun, and they had success off of it. So great stuff, man. And I really encourage anybody, even if you're not like a big rapper rock fan, I mean, it's a good story to watch and hear. And, it's a good way to spend your evening. So if you get a chance, check out Beastie Boys Story on Apple Plus. Rob, what's your favorite Beastie Boys song?
I don't know. I'm a big Brass Monkey fan, even though I love Sabotage. Yeah.
Oh, Brass Monkey's great.
I know.
I think I might have to go with like Intergalactic.
I feel like even if you're not familiar with the Beastie Boys, I'm sure if you have, everybody's heard Intergalactic or Sabotage. In some form.
Everybody's heard a Beastie Boys song at some point.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, you've heard a Beastie Boys song.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still remember like where I was when I saw the world premiere of Intergalactic.
Was it TRL?
Yeah, TRL, MTV.
Yeah.
And I just remember like, this is the fucking coolest music video ever. Like I fucking loved it, man. They had like a Godzilla thing going on. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
It was fucking cool. They were cool dudes, man. Still cool dudes. What about you? You got a favorite Beastie Boys song, PBS? Might be a little too modernized for you. I know you like your old shit.
By Victrola. No, the only Beastie Boys album I ever owned, I think, was License to Ill. And just kind of looking it back up, obviously they got, the big song. I'm kind of partial to Rhymin' and Stealin'. It was the first song on the album. And I remember kind of listening to it like, okay.
Yeah.
Look at the lyrics. There's lyrics in there I liked.
License to Ill, Paul's Boutique, Check Your Head. Ill Communication, I think, is the one that has Sabotage on it, doesn't it?
Something around there sounds right.
Hello Nasty. That was a good one. Body moving.
Body moving.
To the Five Boroughs. That was the one that was sort of 2004. I remember liking that one. I don't remember the mix-up. I must have missed that one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Hot Sauce Committee Part 2. I fucking love that album. That was their last album. God, I'm so sad we're never going to get another Beastie Boys album again. Doesn't that make you sad, Rob?
It is sad.
It is. It's terrible. Did you find your lyrics yet?
I can't find the ones I'm really thinking about, but I remember kind of that song hit me the first time I listened to it. Like, okay.
Yeah, Sabotage was the second single taken from Ill Communications. It was released to radio on May 9th, 1994. The backing track of the song was laid down by the band members, driven by MCA's fuzzed and twangy bass. Yeah, MCA was a beast, man. Beastie Boys always holds like a special place in my heart too. Like there was a summer where my cousin stayed with us like all summer, and that was like our thing. Like we get, my parents would go to work and he like watched me the entire summer, and there was days where we would just turn MTV on and wait for the next like Beastie Boys song to come on, like because they were in rotation, obviously. And I believe that was the summer that Sabotage was like really big. But I just remember Beastie Boys always being on and us jamming out, eating lunch or something like that. But just always holds a special place in my heart. I always love the Beastie Boys. But
especially the video for Sabotage. I love that music video.
oh yeah, and that's just them fucking around.
I know.
Just-
I think that's what's even best. It's them just fucking around, and they got success from it.
Yep. Sometimes that's like much like the guys from South Park, like their whole point is just to kind of make each other laugh. They're just fucking around, and they end up making gold like all the time.
Yeah,
So,
I've just even watching behind the scenes of South Park. That shit's hysterical.
oh yeah, definitely is. All right, so I think it's time for show and tell with Mr. PBS.
So I just kind of thought of this since we were talking about it earlier. Didn't know if Robzilla would make it in there with us or not. So I just tried to think of a segment that I could do to take up some time and talk about some physical media and with some sales going on right now.
Yeah.
So I reached down in my bag here.
His bag of tricks.
I got me my Criterions here first. So Criterion's in the middle of their 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. They do it like twice a year, once I always forget I think it's July and November. It's the whole month. This current one goes till next Tuesday, which is December 4th, I believe. So I just brought a little selection here of some of them I bought this round. I bought a bit of upgrades. So some of these I had on DVD, and they've been out on Blue for a while, so I thought I'd upgrade them. So
he thought he'd upgrade them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In other words, he needed to spend some money.
I didn't need to, but I did.
Wanted to.
So I got a nice selection here. I didn't realize it till just looking at them now. They're all in black and white for you.
It's a nice selection.
Mm-hmm.
All in black and white, ladies and gentlemen.
That was unintentional, but I'll live with it. So this one right here, I got Night of the Hunter, starring Robert Mitchum, Shelley.
Night of the Hunter. I don't know if you can see that. There you go.
There we go.
You see it?
Yeah. And what year is that, Mr. PBS?
You have to look on the back there, Sleazy, up in the right-hand corner under the UPC.
1955. Rob, do you want to guess the runtime?
Let's go 98 minutes.
Longer, I think.
93.
Oh, really?
Oh, sure. Okay. I thought that was more of a 2-hour one. Okay.
Oh,
Both
well.
whatever.
So anyway, this one is about starring Robert Mitchum and Shelley Winters. I always get my Shelleys wrong.
I'm so sad that Hot Sauce isn't here to
You would enjoy this.
Yeah.
This is the only film directed by actor Charles Lawton. And you might have seen like a screenshot of this or something, because it's the one where Robert Mitchum has like love and hate tattooed on his knuckles. And he's kind of like a grifter preacher type, and he gets involved with Shelley Winters and her 2 kids. And he's not a very nice dude. And it's a really good movie. It's got a lot of kind of surrealist images in a way. It's really good. Definitely worth checking out. I didn't mention it. All these are 50% off for Barnes & Noble. And a lot of them, Amazon is price matched. So, if you want to check them out on Amazon, you can do Amazon too. Then I got this one here, Kiss Me Deadly.
Oh, look at this cover. Got some lighting issues here. Kiss Me
There we
Deadly.
go.
He's pointing a gun to her head.
Yep, that's old Ralph Meeker.
This is 1955 again.
Another 50s.
Runtime, Rob.
95 minutes.
What do you think it is?
I think that's pretty close.
106.
10 minutes
Damn.
off. This is Ralph Meeker plays Mickey Splain's Mike Hammer, I believe, and he helps out Cloris Leachman's in this, I think, and he helps her out in the beginning, and it kind of gets him involved in this noirish plot.
Okay.
And he kind of has to go searching for this thing that people are after. And the ending is a little out there. It's something worth checking out just for the ending alone. But
Okay.
I like that one quite a bit. And then this one here is Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa.
Oh,
I'm sure this is a Muzz favorite.
This is a Muzz favorite right
Yep.
here.
Yep.
That's
Kurosawa.
still a favorite too. Rob, do you want to guess the runtime?
I'm going to say that's probably 110. I think that's a longer movie.
Bro, you're way off.
Really?
Film was released in 1954, 207 minutes.
Man, I way off.
It's in Japanese with English subtitles.
Mm-hmm. And of course, this is the one where that was later remade as the Magnificent Seven, where the villagers need to get some people together because they're being harassed by the local warriors or whatever. So they get the Seven Samurai together. It's directed by Kurosawa, starring Toshiro Mifune. I never know if I'm saying that right. If it's Mifune.
Mifune.
Yeah. Any Toshiro movies worth checking out. He's got quite a few in the Criterion.
Was that on like HBO Max or something? I feel like I've seen that on.
Some of these are a good little bit of the Criterion selections on HBO Max and kind of spread out.
Because I saw it one night and I was like, oh, that's like Muzz's favorite movie. Mm-hmm. I need to watch that.
Because it's not exactly, Criterion doesn't own streaming rights to them.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of all out there from different studios. And I forget who else stars in this. Some pretty famous actors. And they're all, it's like I said, just a classic. It's a good one. And I made sure I brought this one specifically for Sleazy. This is the Citizen Kane. It kind of falls out the bottom there, so watch out.
Okay. Citizen Kane. We were just talking about this movie the other day. Runtime, Rob. Give us a runtime.
Let's go 110.
119, sir. You were
Close.
very close that time. 1941.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people say this is like the best movie ever made. So I'm like, I asked you what you thought of it, and you're like, yeah.
I'm still a little, it's a good movie. But the thing I like about this one, there's the other ones haven't been opened yet, so I haven't got a chance to rewatch them. So Kane is open here, so I'll give you the package here. It kind of all folds out, so it spells Kane.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's got a little booklet in here.
So what is Citizen Kane about?
So
for those that want to watch a black and white movie,
everybody has probably heard about Rosebud. Everybody knows that that's like Kane's famous last words. And the movie is basically, he's supposed to be sort of like a William Randolph Hearst character, which was like, he did a lot of, he was a newspaper owner, and he did a lot of like what they called yellow journalism back then. And his last words as a dying old man is Rosebud. The idea is like this reporter is given the task to go figure out like, what is Rosebud? We need to do a story on who this man was and what does Rosebud mean and all that. And it's very much sort of just kind of episodes of his life. And like I say, it's a good enough movie on its own, but sort of what I think takes it over the top, why it used to be on a lot of people's lists, is there's a lot of technical stuff in there. After I watched it, Roger Ebert does a commentary on there, and I almost ended up watching the whole movie again just because I was cleaning the house afterwards, and he was talking about a lot of the technical aspects about like how some shots are done and matte paintings and all this. And I think the technical aspect is what put it over the top for a lot of people for a lot of years.
All right.
It's a good movie, and it's worth checking out. All of them are worth checking out. So those are the Criterions. Like I said, 50% off at Barnes & Noble. Some of them 50% off on Amazon to about December 4th, which should be next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
So the other selection I bought.
The 4th is Monday.
Yeah, right. Well,
yeah.
The sale goes to Tuesday, so Monday's probably the last day.
Yeah.
So I bet, on DVD Tuesday it'll switch over. So another sale that's going on right now is from Kino Lorber.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did bring a whole fucking like bag of shit over here too.
So now every Criterion and Criterion box set is on sale for 50% off. The Kino Lorber sale is select titles. They got like a lot of them. And like the Blu-rays will be like $10. The 4Ks will be down to under 20. So it's, if you're trying to stock up on some social media, it's a good deal. They do it like once a season, so maybe once every 3 months. And they newer titles will be on there. So if a title's been out for a couple months, it might actually even be part of the sale, and you can get it pretty cheap. So I just picked a couple that I had lying around. So I picked a couple of Clint Eastwood's here. You got the 4K Blu-ray of A Fistful of Dollars, the First Man and the Man Without a Name trilogy by Sergio Leone.
Isn't this, didn't they get sued?
Yes, they didn't. So it is a remake of Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo.
Yeah.
Yojimbo, yeah.
This is Muzz territory. He could explain this all
And
flawlessly.
Clint Eastwood had seen Yojimbo and he was a fan of it, and Leone was a fan of it. But there was another movie, the original Django, came out around the same time from another Sergio Corbucci, and it was very much a ripoff of both of them. So he kind of got in trouble. So I brought that. That's the 4K Blu-ray, the nice slipcover there. Everybody loves their slipcovers.
Very nice slipcover.
Some of them don't. Some of them like to troll. They get their new slipcovers and they just throw them away.
Those are the worst people ever. No respect for their media.
Right. And then I brought the part 2 in the trilogy for a few dollars more.
Such a great name for a sequel, right? Few dollars more.
I do have, and that's also 4K Blu-ray. I do have the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly 4K, but it doesn't have the nice slipcover. It was limited, so I didn't bring that one. So, and I thought this one would be a cool one to bring. This was the 2 Clint Eastwoods have been out for a little while, but this is Needful Things.
Oh, what a cool.
Based on the Stephen King story or novel.
Kind of reminds me of the scene from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this release is I think it's the first time there's a theatrical cut and then there's like a longer, I think it was like recut for TV into like a 2-part miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
So it has the 191-minute television cut. And I think this is the first time it's been officially released. And a lot of people say the television cut's the superior cut. So that's kind of why that's kind of cool and worth checking out. And then I brought a television series. This one's Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Oh man, look at this one.
Starring Darren McGavin.
What a cover.
And so they got a few TV series. They got Kolchak, they got Night Gallery. They might have a few more. They just put out Columbo. So that might be something I pick up later. But Kolchak's a good one. It's Darren McGavin was in a couple episodes of the X-Files where he's called the father of the X-Files. And it's sort of also a play on Kolchak because Chris Carter, the director and creator of the X-Files, watched Kolchak when he was younger. And Kolchak is a reporter, and he kind of finds himself in these situations where he's dealing with supernatural news stories like a Jack the Ripper and vampires and mummies and an Aztec god or something like that.
Oh, man.
And that's a really fun show. That one is actually, I think it's on like MeTV or something on like Saturdays at 11 p.m. or something.
It sounds like it's right up your fucking alley.
Yeah, I owned that one on DVD, and I was really happy when this Blu-ray set came out last year, a couple years ago. And it's got like every episode has a commentary, I think, and they've got interviews and everything. And one thing about this is David Chase, I think he was the showrunner or something. He would go on to create The Sopranos.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote some of the episodes and is kind of the showrunner, did sort of uncredited rewrites. So that's a cool kind of TV history. And then I had to bring this one. This one's brand new, just came in the mail last week.
Came in the mail. You'll never guess it.
Monster Squad.
And that's the 4K Blu-ray.
Wolfman's got nards.
I think I told you guys not too long ago, I rewatched my DVD, which came out a million years ago in 2006.
Okay.
And the last couple of times I watched it on the big screen, I was kind of like at home. I was kind of like, it's starting to show its age. The DVD is.
Yeah.
And there was also a Blu-ray that came out in 2006, but I didn't start buying Blu-rays until, I don't know, 5 or 10 years after that.
You've got a 4K TV, don't you?
I do not have 4K capabilities yet. A lot of this, they call it future proofing.
Yeah.
So like this has the Blu-ray and the 4K.
Okay.
So I can just watch the Blu-ray until I eventually upgrade to a 4K set. Just come over here and watch them.
Okay.
And
you can do that.
So it had a Blu-ray release all the way back then. I think both of those are long out of print. And then Olive Films released it somewhere in between now and then. And it didn't really have a lot of extras, and the transfer was maybe kind of iffy. So a lot of people have been waiting for a new release. And Kino gave us the 4K Blu-ray. It's got all the 2006 version had a ton of special features from like all the cast and crew was involved. It's also got the 2018 documentary called Wolfman's Got Nards about the making of the film with directed by actor Andre Gower.
Nice.
Who plays one of the kids. And if you'll notice on the The original, it's got sort of the original poster on the cover, but in the original, the little sister wasn't actually on the poster for some reason.
Really?
So Kino went back, and when they redid this, they put the little sister
Good
on the cover, and that's kind of
She's like one of the better parts of the movie.
right. She's,
Mhm.
she's, give me the amulet, you bitch. So that was kind of cool. Like I say, Kino's on sale. I think that goes through the middle of December, and there you get a lot of good stuff. Like I say, I don't know if what's in here is on sale at all. Monster Squad won't be on sale until a couple more sales from now, probably. So you just kind of go through, and there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Have you pre-ordered The Abyss? Is it available to pre-order yet?
I don't think so.
Like, when you find out, share it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's one I want to pre-order. Like, I want to fucking watch The Abyss again.
Yes, I'm going to be pre-ordering The Abyss when it comes out.
Would they announce that? True Lies,
Aliens
is
getting a 4K Blu-ray or whatever
good.
release.
It's about fucking time.
I don't know what the holdup's been.
Yeah.
The Abyss is sort of a famously upsetting shoot or something.
Yeah.
Supposedly, Ed Harris. Well, they did almost drowned, all while filming the movie underwater, and Ed Harris may have actually punched James Cameron.
Oh yeah, I think he did.
And so Ed Harris, I think, has basically said he doesn't want to talk about the movie.
Yeah, he refuses. He's just like, he refuses to talk about it. I don't think anybody really talks about it.
So I know, there's also some rights issues with why that hasn't. And the same for True Lies, I think. There was whatever company they were done with or done under is gone under at some point.
And the rights just kind of fall in La La Land or whatever.
And plus, old James Cameron's been working on his 50 million Avatar movies he wants to release.
Well, that and the man,
fuck out of here.
The man explores the bottom of the world. I mean,
James Cameron, the bravest pioneer.
Yep.
So I got one more piece of physical media here.
Oh shit.
So two other labels, Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, they both do Black Friday sales. So they do new releases, and then they put older releases on sale. So like any release that's older than like 6 months gets put on sale for like 50% off.
Okay.
And they do a wide variety of things. Some of them are not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and some of them aren't mine. They're the kind of movies that when they get like a really good 4K upgrade or a Blu-ray upgrade, you're kind of like, this is the movie that got an upgrade. But they're all about preserving movies and all that. So like I said, there's a lot of variety in there. Some you're going to want to check out, and some you're just not going to be interested at all. So I brought this one right here. This is a Cloak and Dagger. This is one of their, I think it's called like a VSU release. So it's got like some super duper packaging here.
Look at that.
It's got like a magnetic kind of like
I've seen those before.
Case. And then it's got its own little booklet.
Oh, nice.
And it's got a slip cover and all that. So that's the story.
Cloak and Dagger.
I like
there you go, sir.
it's got the what's the boy's name? It's got Henry Thomas, who's in a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff, was in E.T. He like Dabney Coleman is like a video game character who comes to life through his imagination, and he's got there's government secrets involved in it. It gets kind of dark, I think, toward the end. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the theory that the boy in this movie is supposed to be Edward Norton in Fight Club. And the idea is that he grows up believing his imaginary friends are real.
Okay.
So it's just, that's a little out there. I don't know much about that one, but that's a cool release. I just kind of wanted to show you. They do a lot. I bought a few from each company, but that was, like last Friday, so it hasn't arrived yet. But they're definitely somebody worth checking out. Vinegar Syndrome and Severin do a lot of good releases. You might not always like the quality of the movie itself, but they do a lot of good work, and they do a lot of film preservation. So I did bring also a couple books.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to talk about some books real quick.
Hurried up.
So I know we got our book lovers on the channel, so they always want some recommendations. So
They do. This motherfucker's bringing over his whole fucking wing of his house.
Right. Oh, yeah, I wish. So I just grabbed 3 of these.
Give it time. Give it time.
All 3 of these books have been released by Valancourt Books this year. They re-release a lot of like horror and kind of sci-fi fantasy stuff too. They do the paperbacks from hell. I don't know if you've heard of that series.
No.
I'm sure people out there will have heard of that one. It's kind of like a big thing. And so they've been these are all like re-releases of kind of books that have been out of print for a while. So this one's I've talked about this one earlier. This one's In a Lonely Place by Carl Edward Wagner, and they're all short horror stories. And this is the kind of stuff that would really do well if they did like another season of Del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Okay.
Pretty much like any one of these stories would work well for like a 45-hour long episode. It's got there's one story called Sticks, which deals with some guy finding like weird symbolic sticks out in the woods, and they're like spirals. And some people have wondered if Nick Pizzolatto of True Detective kind of took some of that as inspiration for his first season of True Detective. So that's I've read that one. Like I said, all the stories are pretty good. I like that one a lot. This one is written by Manly Wade Wellman. That's a name there. John the Balladeer, another series of short stories all about a character named John, sometimes called Silver John. They're kind of like folk horror stories.
Looks like he's playing a little folk song on that guitar.
Yeah, and he just kind of goes from town to town, kind of looking for songs and helping people. He deals with like monsters and Appalachian creatures and kind of cosmic creatures at sometimes too. And he plays a silver stringed guitar, fights evil, all that. So that would make like a really cool like kind of half-hour series. I think I'm surprised that hasn't happened. So I think that'd be a nice, cheap, easy series.
Okay.
And then I brought this one. This one is another series of short horror stories called Polyphemus by Michael Shea. And he is the guy who wrote the short story, The Autopsy, which was on that Del Toro's first season of Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah.
Probably his most famous story. This might be his most famous book. So it's a series of short stories, horror short stories and that kind of stuff. So I haven't read that one yet. So I'm going to read that one after I get done with John the Balladeer.
Are they going to do another Cabinet of Curiosities?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Neither have I.
And I've seen Del Toro posting on social media, and he hasn't really said anything about it getting another season yet. And I really, really hope it does. It's one of those shows that I kind of leave on in the background sometimes, even if I'm not watching anything, hoping that Netflix will be like, oh, it's getting some minutes.
Yeah.
Good. It was
So like
good.
I said, those are all from Valancourt Books. They got their own website. I think some of you can find on Amazon. They do paperbacks. These are laminated board hardcover.
Yeah.
So the paperbacks are around like just under $20. These are closer to 30 because I want me some nice hardcover books.
Sure.
They all look.
You want some character with
They
your
look.
book.
They look nice and spiffy. They're all together.
Yeah.
So that's Valancourt Books. That's some good stuff. That's kind of my reading list for a while.
Okay.
That's Show and Tell with Mr. PBS.
Do you light the candle and put your sleeping hat on?
No, well, not maybe my sleeping hat, but I need my nice 100-watt light bulb. I do I'm a yellow light bulb man.
Oh, are you?
Sometimes though, I like your that's nice and warm light.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need the hard white.
Sometimes I like the white and sometimes I like the yellow, but sometimes the white gives me migraines. So
they say I think the white's better for you, like during the winter and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like that nice cozy yellow. Takes me back.
All right. Well, we've got one last segment for you. And let me share the screen. Thanksgiving, man. Directed by Eli Roth, the latest slasher from Eli Roth. And
based on his fake trailer from Grindhouse.
Yeah, from Grindhouse.
Right.
Yeah. Man, so Robzilla and I went and saw this the night before Thanksgiving, actually. Got us in the Thanksgiving mood.
Yep.
What a refreshing take on slashers, man. Like, it just felt like like a throwback to the 90s slasher genre. And
right.
Yeah, like it felt like something like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and what was the other one? The oh shit.
Like Valentine's Day,
Not Valentine's Day. What was the one with
Urban Legend.
Urban Legend.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say your boy from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Jared
He's in that.
Leto.
Urban Legend.
Yeah. Like it just felt like those movies. Like it had that kind of vibe to it. It's so, it's a very anti-capitalist movie theme to it. But basically, this like super center is having this Black Friday sale that's kind of going into Thanksgiving night. I guess you could say it's starting at Thanksgiving night, and these people are lined up, and one of the girls whose father owns this line of stores or whatever, she sneaks in because they need to get like a phone charger or something before they go out to some party or some shit or the movies. And the crowd is getting pretty rowdy because they want their free waffle iron. Like the first 100 people get a free waffle iron or something. But they're like teasing the people once they're inside. They're like teasing the crowd, look at us, we're in there. And it creates this what you normally used to see on Thanksgiving, people rushing the door and getting trampled on, and a couple people to end up dying. But anyway,
the good old days.
On the anniversary of this, people start getting killed.
Okay.
And it's in Plymouth, Massachusetts, so it's like a big thing for Thanksgiving and James Carver, and but the killer wears a James Carver mask, and he fucks some people up though.
Right.
I want now that I'm thinking about it, like I want a movie called Black Friday about somebody killing people, like a Black Friday stampede.
Oh yeah. But this is pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But super fun movie though. Like I said, if you're a fan of slashers, you're gonna fucking love this movie. I really haven't talked to anybody that dislikes it.
It's making money. They've already greenlit a sequel. I believe.
And that's the thing. Eli Roth got on social media the other day, and he was like, "Look, I just got a call from Sony. We're gonna make part 2." But I guess they said they're aiming to have it come out like Thanksgiving time 2025.
Okay.
So I would assume they're going to churn it out and get production going pretty quickly. Even though he said they're going to take a year to kind of get everything in order for it.
Right.
So it must not take a long time to shoot these movies, I'm guessing. Probably
we're so used to having Marvel movies that take years to come out. Now we got movies here, which is practical. They come out within a year.
I think it would take just however long to write it.
Well, look how
they got
quick
a sequel idea ready or not.
Look how quick they get the new Scream movie shot.
Mm.
It feels like those movies are done in a couple months, and
that between the last two was like a year or less.
Yeah. Well, they put them out back to back years, I thought, didn't they?
Yep, I think so.
But
not this one coming up.
But it was really good. Patrick Dempsey was really good in it. Who else was in this that is recognizable?
Comedian Tim Dillon.
Yeah, Tim Dillon was actually in this.
Yeah,
he plays a security guard at the store. And people are yelling at him. He's like, "You'll get your fucking free waffle iron." But Tim Dillon has some awesome scenes in this. Let's see here. I'm going to IMDb real quick. See who else we can pinpoint down. There was like one other guy that was recognizable in it.
Well, then a woman too, Gina Gerson, I think.
Okay.
Look at this savant over here of useless information.
Yep. Always thought she was so hot back in the day.
Yeah, Gina Gerson.
Yeah.
I don't really recognize her though. Like, what was she in?
She was the other girl in what's the movie with Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell? Showgirls.
Oh, Showgirl. Yeah, she was.
She was in Bound. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. She's been in Chucky, the TV series, one episode.
Yeah.
Now.
She was the wife of the guy in Showgirls.
Yeah, it's funny. She has a lot of shitty stuff that she's.
yeah. Not she's a great actress, but she's hot.
Yep. She was in Cock Blockers. I didn't know that. She played Kathy, whoever Kathy was. She's in 4 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I do remember her though. Now that you say it, from whatchamacallit.
Showgirls.
Yeah, Showgirls. Yeah, there it is. She's known for Bound, Killer Joe, Showgirls, and P.S. I Love You. Okay, who was the other guy that was in this? Rick Hoffman. And here, I'll put him up on the screen for those.
From Suits, maybe most notably recently Suits.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that's in shit, but you're like, oh, that's that. I know that guy. He's been in tons of shit, but you never know his name. So he's known for Suits, Ballers, Billions, and Hostel. Hostel's probably what I remember him most from.
Hostel and Suits for me.
Yeah, you always see the clips of him like talking shit in Suits.
Yeah.
CSI Miami, 2 episodes. He always plays like a douchebag too.
Yeah, kind of like a jerk.
Always. Yeah.
He's like the sleazy guy that's trying to get away with stuff.
Right.
Imagine that. Maybe we should have him on one day.
We should.
He was in 1 episode of Chuck. Imagine that. All right. But yeah, it was really good though. Like, it was very refreshing to, have a
straight ahead slasher.
Yeah, just something that brought you back in the feel you had watching slashers back when you were a kid.
Renting them 90s movies.
Yeah, obviously the
VHS.
90s was our era, so it'd be, us being kids. But it was really solid. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, that's how much we had fun watching it too. I mean,
yeah, I think I gave it 3.5. It was a fun movie. Fun slasher.
Yeah. And sure, there's some cheesy parts in there, but you laugh at some things, and then it had the nice kill scenes, and I don't really remember it being too gory or anything like that. What are you doing?
Yeah, what?
Huh?
Yeah, it was pretty gory.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't really remember being like grossed out about anything.
Well, there's one kill scene that's pretty graphic.
You talking about like the baking scene?
No, I'm talking about the Russian girl.
Oh yeah, okay. It's like tame gore though. Like if you're a horror fan, you're used to that stuff.
Well, I'm saying it's gory, but like it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying
it's not that bad though. I mean, it's tasteful gore. I mean, it's nothing that's gonna like gross you out.
Yeah, it's more like, oh man, that would hurt so fucking bad.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen like Eli Roth. Like, I guess like I don't think it's like any gorier than like Hostel or something like that.
No, it's probably about maybe a little bit less, but it's near there. But
for a slasher, I think it's probably in there. But I don't know. I don't know. I judge gore anymore now by like tons of blood and stuff like that. So
yeah,
maybe I'm just desensitized to it now. I'm
just that's probably what it is.
Yeah, but man, I had a lot of fun watching this, and I mean, it was a nice movie to go to the theater and have fun. Like we had fun going to the movie and watching this. It was a blast, man. Even though
it was really fun.
Like we're talking through the whole movie.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. They were like, he was like, oh my god, what are they doing? What are they doing?
It's like motherfucker, we know. Just shut the fuck up. No one cares.
Yeah.
Shut up.
This isn't Mystery Science Theater, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, very refreshing, and I'm glad to see Eli Roth like get a hit. Because he's kind of been quiet the past for a while now. I mean,
I'm kind of hit or miss on Mr. Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like Cabin Fever quite a bit when it came out. And I've been a little more me on some of his releases since then. I wasn't big into was he like, did he direct Hostel or was he like the producer on some of that stuff?
I think he directed Eli. He directed
He's the producer on Cabin Fever.
I thought he directed Cabin Fever.
Did he? Hold on. Let's see. I'm looking at what he's known for. Yeah, he's also.
I know he directed Hostel.
Yeah, I remember him being like getting, like Hostel was like I don't know if it was what put him over, but he was a really big name after Hostel.
Yeah, right. Like
I think
Cabin
that was like
Fever
the
was
big break for him was Hostile.
Cabin Fever was 2002. Okay, let's go here. What is he known for? I can get that fucking ad off the screen. Okay, so Cabin Fever was 2002. Inglorious Bastards was 2009. Hostel was 2005.
Right. He acted in Inglourious Basterds. He was the bear Jew.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the bad Jew. The bad Jew.
Hey, Donnie, he wants to die for country. Oblige him.
It's funny. Like, what are you known for? The fake trailer in Grindhouse. So let's see here. If we go to director, he has 21 credits.
He did direct Death Wish, the 2018 remake.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
The House with a Clock in Its Walls, which I kind of wanted to see. That's the one with like Jack Black. That was supposed to be pretty
It's
decent.
actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
I totally forgot that he directed Knock Knock.
Yeah.
That's oh man.
I thought The Green
Is it-
Inferno from like 10 years ago was sort of his last big kind of horror movie. I didn't see that one yet. The Cannibal.
I've
movie.
seen clips, but I never seen the full movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen Green Inferno. I like it's on that list of like gross, gory movies that people need to watch or whatever. Oh, Hemlock Grove. He directed one episode of that. That show was
I never
kinda-
watched that.
It's hit and miss. Some episode, like you have to commit to that show to like before it gets really good.
Yeah,
So-
because I know Bill Skarsgård's in it, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, what else does he got here? Yeah, Cabin Fever looks to be his big breakthrough, 2002. So, and then it took him 3 years to get Hostel. Hostel deleted scenes. Hostel 2. Okay. Hostel 2 was pretty, that's probably like the last good one that they did. The rest of them are just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably one of the better sequels. So
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They kind of go downhill after that.
well, I don't think Eli Roth has anything to do with those. I don't think.
No. You can tell because even the quality of those movies goes way downhill.
Yeah.
But that's all we have. I mean, that's it. I don't have anything else to say to you.
I hope you two finally watch the new Indiana Jones film now that it's streaming on Disney Plus today.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
That's right. I have
I
totally
didn't know that.
forgot about that. Did you like that?
Yeah, I was into it.
Okay.
Better than Crystal Skull, certainly. Can't live up to the original trilogy for me. Nothing can,
Right.
But I
right.
was pretty into it. There's only one thing about it I guess I really didn't like, and I'll save that till after you guys hopefully watch it.
Okay. Well, I will have it on my list, and hopefully we'll talk about it next time.
When we get around to our maybe best movies of the year, whatever, you can see where it ranks on my list for movie of the year.
Okay. Definitely. Watch Thanksgiving if you get a chance. Go to the theater.
New Godzilla movies out.
Yeah, the new Godzilla -1. A lot of people are saying good things about it.
They were saying that's like one of the best Godzilla movies ever come out in a long time.
Yeah. Have you watched the show yet?
No, I'm going to do that actually probably this coming week, probably.
How hard is it to fucking go to Apple and sign up for the fucking thing? Pay $6.
Doesn't he
and
got?
watch it?
Isn't that like a weekly release though? So maybe
Yeah.
he wants to wait till they're
Yeah.
all out.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
I watch them as they come out every week. I haven't watched the last two though, so I am guilty of that. But don't make any excuses up for this guy. You see what he's doing right now. He's sitting on the couch.
I'm on the floor, bitch. Okay.
Whatever. You're by the couch.
You're fine.
There you go.
Got to get down there with Brownie.
Yeah. So do you sit down there with him the whole time?
He'll lay there and sleep with me, and then he'll get up and wander around, and then go lay down.
Exactly. That's what dogs do.
No comment.
That's what they do.
All right. So this has been episode 173 of the Sleazy Podcast. My call to action, as always, is to share the show. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button too. Those are very important. And make sure you're commenting on, like the YouTube
For the love of
videos.
God,
Comment on the social media, like when we post the actual thing. Let us know what you like about the show. Talk some shit.
Talk some shit. We need that should be like an after show. Talk some shit.
Talk some shit.
Yeah.
To Robzilla though.
Yeah, mainly Robzilla.
No, I really don't care.
Fine by me.
All right.
Like what you say, subscribe to the YouTube, like the pages, the TikToks.
Yeah,
all that.
Share
fun
the
stuff.
show. Share the show.
We're available everywhere. So
Just like your mom.
Tell your friends. Ha!
all right.
Slut.
Keep it sleazy.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.